How are you, everybody? Awesome. Hope you've had a wicked day so far. I'm really not sure why I'm here now. I think everything's been said, and probably the hardest slot to fill. Out of curiosity, who's seen me speak before? Wow. Okay. Not allowed to swear, so I won't say what I usually say. Who's never seen me before speak? And who's fed up and wants to go home and have a nice cold beer? Okay, wicked. Guys, I'm a man of stories. Hopefully I can share some words of inspiration with you today. I think you've had some really powerful trainings today, really starting off from John Stevens, who always gets my blood boiling and gets me really excited to go out there and build the business right the way through. You know, Richard, Gene, Eamon. Great day. Absolutely wicked. But the key is, and I think it's been said so many times, is action is the glue to all success. It's true. And the small bit, well, massive bit of recognition we just got for Direct Seller of the Year. Do you know what? I love recognition, but it still embarrasses me. I kind of think, I love it, but I don't really want it. But you know what? And Michael said it, and I truly believe this. It takes all of us to make any one of us successful. And I think out of the awards on that evening, because there was many awards given, I think the best one that we could have won was the one that we was recognised with, for a simple reason. It reflects the power of the network and the company together. And Michael said, I really truly believe that this is the best business in the UK, in Europe, and you're in the right place at the right time, and most certainly in the right room, however hot it may be. Quick little exercise, because my minutes are ticking down. Can you all just stand up a moment and turn to your left, so you're facing the back of the person behind you, in front of you. Right, don't copy me. This is a mirror, yeah? Turn to your left. Right. Just blow on the neck of the person behind you to cool down. Don't be afraid. Just cool each other down. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, have a seat. Have a seat, guys. There was really no need to take that sexual. It was a simple cooling down exercise. Okay. I wanted to show these pictures because I'm very proud. 5 out of 6 trophies, another record. But it does take all of us to make any one of us successful. And I think this will be achieved again. Because I think it's like that 4-minute mile, but this is what our business is all about. It's about leadership. It's about achieving something. And somebody said to me in my team on a conference call this week, in fact, it was Doug Roper, for those of you who know Doug, and he said, we owe it to our team to get to SED. So write that on your pad for a moment. You owe it to your team to lead the way. Because very much your team are relying on you to show them the way. Does that make sense? But it does take all of us to make any one of us successful. And I believe this will be achieved again in Kleeneze. You know, a few years ago, 2006, 2007, we won 3 trophies in both years. The following year, Jeff and Fiona Webb won 3 trophies. Another part of the business. So I truly believe this will be achieved again in Kleeneze. But it is what our business is about. It's about duplication. It's not magical or mysterious, you know. There's nothing magical or mysterious about Kleeneze. It's about simply focusing and acting on the fundamental basic to this business, which I'm going to run you through in a moment. But it's about being persistent and consistent. We've had all of that today, haven't we? You know, never give up. Keep going. And hopefully some of the things I'm going to share with you today will give you a bit of an idea about that. But be inspired for the moment. I want to share a few stories with you. There's a couple here, Kelly and Richard. They won the Harry Cook Trophy. They wanted to earn about £1,500 a month from Kleeneze part-time alongside their jobs. Kelly's a manager in Morrison's, and Richard's got an engineering degree and works in a factory. And they always wanted to make £1,500 a month, but never did. Always made £600 to £700 a month in, month out, persistently and consistently. When Hong Kong was launched, all of a sudden the why became more powerful. 6 months later, they were earning £1,500 a month. What had changed? The opportunity that we have? The system? The marketplace? No, the passion. The passion had changed. Their why had grown massively, so therefore their action followed. These guys are still part-time in their business. And last period, their business turned over £26,000 part-time alongside their full-time jobs and 2 children. Shows you what can be achieved. Jenny and Martin, actually, I feel one of the most inspirational couples in my life today. You know, a real inspiration to me. Achieved great things, great leaders. Joined the business because a flyer come through the door. Jenny left the house, wanted nothing to do with it. Said to Martin, if you've got to put money in, I'm not interested. So she went down the pub. When she came back, Martin had brought 200 catalogues. And he went out there. Martin's very fit. He does triathlons and does a lot of running. He thinks nothing of getting up in the morning and going running for an hour. And he's really fit. This guy has got the work ethic that puts mine to shame, and I think I work very, very hard. Last year, achieved the Distributor Challenge Trophy. Do you know, part-time, they made £500. He quit his job straight away because he was only making about 800 quid a month, and that was with an agency. It wasn't consistent. Their highest income is just under £3,000. A young couple in their mid-20s. Now both full-time in Kleeneze and taking ownership of their own life. And then you've got Doug and Sandra Roper, another inspirational couple. Won a Mini last year, the Executive Trophy. These guys are in their team. So are Kelly and Richard in Martin and Jen's business. Doug and Sandra messed around with the business for 2 years, and I never let him forget it. They joined the business. Richard Woods put a video through their door because they weren't there when he went round for the appointment. There's a tip for you. He put a video through their door. Doug and Sandra's Chinese went cold when they put the video in the video player. They phoned Richard. He went back to see them. The rest is history. They spent 2 years building a customer base because they believed they didn't have the time to sponsor. Then something changed in life. Stuff happened. And they believed they had the time to sponsor. They went gold 12 weeks later, part-time, because they made that decision up here. Now, I just want to share these stories with you because some of you may understand where that is. Their income, about £4,000 a month. I've seen their plan and their circles. They'll be earning £6,000 a month in period 11 and period 12 this year. That's inspirational. Ex-managing director and a physiotherapist. Okay? Different people, yet achieving similar things. You see, Kleeneze isn't rocket science. You, me, I know we could go out there actually and pick anyone off the street that's got a bit of will and a bit of work ethic, and we can show them an opportunity that should they take action, they can have everything they've ever dreamed of. I believe that with a passion. I know some of you very well. I've got drunk around the world with many of you. Moments I don't really remember. Many of you I've seen at many places around the country. You've been in the business however long you've been in the business. It's irrelevant, as Jean perfectly said. You draw a line in the sand and it's what you do from today onwards. Does that make sense? Now, I couldn't go my talk without saying, does that make sense? Okay? Right. So 5 trophies. And then a quick synopsis of myself, very quickly. I joined this business to shut my parents up. For those of you who know my mum and dad, they are lovely. But they were doing my head in. Okay? I then went off travelling. I returned from travelling. I had 2 choices. If I forget ice cream, somebody shout ice cream to me. I had 2 choices, excuse me. And there was basically simply a job or Kleeneze full-time. Thankfully, I chose Kleeneze. Now, this is where I was. And I'm not going to go into it too much detail. But I started the business with nothing but debt. I had a driving licence, I didn't have a car, and I lived with my mum and dad. My first week's profit, because I went out there and worked my backside off, it used to be so big, right? I worked my backside off because I needed to earn money. I love my parents, but I didn't want to live with them, okay? And in my first week, the profits I made, I brought a car. Okay, it wasn't much of a car, right? It was 50 quid or 75 quid, my memory doesn't, I don't really recollect. It was a Volkswagen Scirocco, had a huge dent in the back. You could literally stand in the boot and turn your catalogues around under the shield of the hatchback. It was awesome, especially when it was raining. But you had to drive with the window open, otherwise I'd have been dead. Fumigation. All I've done is followed, I'm going to share a little bit of my journey with you in the talk, but all I've done is follow a simple system, which I'm going to share with you the magic of this business. Okay? And over the last 10 years, I now live the dream I had 10 years ago. Do you know what? I don't have 1 car. I have 3. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to show you what Kleeneze does in just 10 years. I don't have a house. I have 2 with a view to buy 3 more this year. It's amazing what Kleeneze can allow you to do. I didn't have a family. I have a beautiful little girl who's at the back, coincidentally. Okay? So it's amazing. From no income to last year, my earnings were over £92,000 as a Kleeneze distributor who delivers and collects catalogues for a living and shows other people how complicated that is. This business is so simple, it's scary. I know, do you know what, write this on your pads. Whatever you've done up to this period, this year, right now, today, has literally set you up for a massive year. Whether you've done enough or not is irrelevant, it's set you up. Because I believe the next 3 periods, the summer months, is where your business will grow. What you do in the next few months can double, treble, or quadruple your business in the Christmas period. I know it. I've felt it. I've experienced it. I've seen it. And what better time to be building your business? In fact, next time you're out and about on the street, and I sent a message to my team yesterday because I had to stop myself. Next time you're out building your business, whether you're retailing or leafleting, and the sun is shining, take a moment, stop, find an ice cream van, sit down and enjoy your favourite ice cream. And just remember what it feels like to be your own boss and be in control of your own life. Because I tell you what, working for someone else, you can never do that. And this life, our life, is about the moments that take our breath away. And yesterday I had one of them moments. I got myself a little 99er with a flake and strawberry sauce. And I just enjoyed it and just remembered why I love my life and this business. Guys, you've got a chance to take complete ownership through following a few fundamental basics. And they are simply this. This is how scary the business is. John talked about practice earlier. Any one of us can practice, and any one of us can do this. This is all I've ever done. I've never gone out there and done anything you can't do. I've never gone out there and done anything extraordinary like walk on the moon. I can moonwalk. I won't show you, actually, because I probably might fall off the stage. Retail, £250 plus per week. If you can't do that, you need a checkup from the neck up. Seriously, it's so simple to do that. I've got a guy that's done that in his first day. You know, someone mentioned earlier, I think Jamie Stewart talked about the lady he interviewed that did £3 in her first month presenting. There's no excuses. You can make money or you can make excuses. You can do both at the same time. Does that make sense? Yep. See, makes sense. Right. Sponsor one person a week. Let me put this in a little bit of context for you. In fact, let me put the first bit in a little bit of context. 70% of the population know us, trust us, would use us given a chance. Fact. Less than 30% receive a catalogue, I believe, are the correct figures. Don't quote me on that, ask Michael. But I'm pretty sure they're right. Okay? It might have increased a little bit. Does that show you how much room for growth we've got on the retail side of the business? Okay. Introduce and support one person a week. Let me put that into how simple it is. Do the simple fundamental basics, and that's a walk in the park. It's as easy as going and buying an ice cream from an ice cream van. All you've got to do is the right things and do them right. That's it. So easy to do, yet so easy not to do. Regardless of stuff going on in life, actually, you can have all the stuff in the world going on in life. That only takes you 20 hours a week. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? Everyone happy? Yeah. Wicked. Bit of context for you. 40 million people above the working age, 95% need an extra income. You only need to find one a week. Okay? And coach and care about them. This is what I love about the business. Do you know my business has become about the people? If I'm honest, when I joined it was all about me. It was all about the Porsche. It was. You know, Richard said earlier, in that first 3 months, I nearly quit. I remember throwing my catalogues on the floor and thinking, okay? Right? But I had that flash of a 911 black that I dreamt of since a kid go across my mind's eye, and I thought there's nothing else where I've seen an ordinary person can live the dream. Because I'd seen people, the likes of my mum and dad, Rob Foster, John and Hazel, Bob Webb, Gavin, living a bit of the dream. I was inspired by it. If they can, 2 arms, 2 legs, okay? Shouldn't have done that, probably looked like Billy Elliot. Right, okay. But the business is about caring about people. It really is simply about caring about others. And I think, do you know what, I'm quite confident that nice people do well in our business. And I'm quite confident that you're all nice people, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here today. So all you have to do is focus on these 3 little fundamentals and learn along the way. You know, we've had all about the education and the mindset today. The further you climb, the further you see. This was me. I only wanted 2 grand a month. Now I see 50 grand a month. Seriously? 50 grand a month will be going into my bank in the future. 15 grand a month by the end of this year. 25 grand a month by 2015. And then the world's my oyster. This is Premiership footballer type of incomes. Things I used to dream about when I was a kid. But I know I don't look it, but I'm too old to play football for the Premiership now. All right? But the further you climb, the further you see. I got to 2 grand a month, I saw 3 grand. I got to 3, I saw 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I see 50. Does that make sense? How far can you see into your future today? Write on the pad, write on your pad what you believe here today you can earn from your Kleeneze business in the future. And just put a date next to it, A, where we are today, and B, when you believe you're going to earn it. Because I can bet you bottom dollar in a couple of years, providing you stick around, your expectations and your belief will be higher. Okay. This was my business after 8 months. Stick around, guys. This was me, nothing special, turnover 30 grand, full-time. Does anyone remember that Coca-Cola advert of the football, like years ago? It used to talk about drink, sleep, dream Coca-Cola, football and all that. Well, that's my attitude to Kleeneze. I ate it, I drank it, I slept it, I dreamt it, I worked it. When my eyes were open, I was passionate about getting out of my mum and dad's house. Right? But in 8 months, by finding the right people, by only you know them 3 basics I just showed you, that's all I did. That's all I did. And that developed. I believe that's possible now, today, whoever you are, whatever level in the business you are, if you want it enough. But that's 2 grand a month. That was more than I'd ever earned. That was 26 grand a year after only doing the business for 8 months. Previously, I'd earned 14 grand a year after working in the same industry for 5 years. It's a no-brainer, which is the better option. Wouldn't you agree? Okay. Set big goals. This was something that I had, and I was always probably guilty for dreaming massive. But I remember Rob Foster saying, aim for the moon. If you miss it, you're amongst the stars. I quite like that. Quite like that. So I started to live my life by it. Do you know what? As far as I'm aware, I've never really achieved a goal in the time frame I set out to achieve it. I've always achieved it. It's quite amazing, this business. You work in putting the foundations in. Jean said something that made me think earlier, actually. She said they've turned over 14 million since they've been in the business. On average, that's 1.5 million a year. Now, in their first year, they didn't turn over 1.5 million. But I tell you, they were working like it. But then when you look at the average, you're getting paid for the backlog. Does that make sense? Yep. Have goals that get you out of bed on fire. Do you know what? I've still got a picture of my Porsche. I've had it since I'm 8 years old. I drive it now. Okay? I've got other visions. I want a Ferrari 458 Italia. I'm not selling my Porsche. Okay? I want to start collecting them. But I've realised wasting money on cars isn't the way forward, so I'm going to wait a little while. But get out of bed. Have things that get hold of your inner power. There's a book outside by a guy called Peter L. Hursk. It's called Live with Passion. It's absolutely awesome. Find out what that inner passion is, that dream you've had since a kid. It doesn't have to be materialistic. My number 1 priority is here today. My number 1 priority is my little girl. I don't need anything else anymore. But you do also need them selfish ones. Next year's Premiership. What was that all about? Oh, yeah. Imagine next year, okay? Imagine next year they decided, there was a news flash came out on just before the first day of the kick-off of the Premiership. And it basically simply stated, for this season's Premiership football games, all the goalposts are going to be removed for the matches. All goalposts will be removed from the matches. How can the world's biggest sport be played when they haven't got any goals to shoot at? How do you feel you're ever going to get anywhere if you haven't got anything to aim for? A journey begins with a point A and a point B. B is where you want to get, A is where you start off. On the Premiership, B's the goal. You need your goals. But at the same time, never give up. I never gave up on my goals, even when I missed. Look at Michael Owen, local lad-ish, yeah? Played for Liverpool in his better years. Obviously, he now plays for United, and that's fine, but we won't go into that. But if Michael Owen, when he gets a game, if he shoots in the first minute and skies it into the top tier of Old Trafford, he doesn't put his head between his legs and think, oh, no. He doesn't sit on the sidelines trying to recover and think, what did I do wrong? Why did I miss? He keeps going. He keeps going. He keeps trying. He keeps shooting. Does that make sense? He never, ever gives up. And we've had that today. Even when the pace seems slow, you may just succeed with another blow. Keep trying. There's a great poem called Don't Quit. I like to call it Never Quit. I don't like the word don't. Never quit. Never give up on your dreams. It's a shame that sometimes people get into this business, get carried away with their dreams and expectations. It doesn't go fast enough because we live in that microwave society, and they give up on their dreams, yet they're still in the business. Well, I challenge you to rekindle your dreams, because this opportunity is better than it's ever been, and you can have anything you've ever dreamt of. I need to whiz through these because I've rabbited on a little bit. Key moments. My mate Jamie, when he passed away, made me realise I didn't have a crystal ball. You know, stuff happens, you get on with it. Actually, it gave me something to focus on, and I worked this business really hard to have the dreams we used to dream about when we were kids. You know, I used to drive around in that Volkswagen Sirocco, whispering to him, and he wasn't even here, he was up there, whispering to him, saying, this will be a Porsche one day, buddy. As sad as that sounds, I remember doing it. Yeah, with my cigarette and blah-de-blah, I don't smoke anymore. I want to be here to be able to spend the money I'm going to earn. Not that that's a dig at any smokers. But we're the worst, aren't we? Anyway, right, attended every event. I've never, ever missed an event, ever, in 10 years. I build my life around the events. My holidays are built around the events. In fact, I was late for one once because the plane landed an hour late, so I was 20 minutes late for a meeting. Get a bit of an idea of the attitude to be successful. Anthony Robbins flyer. In fact, I've noticed, I've just brought one today because I lost mine. There was an Anthony Robbins flyer on my bed for this CD called Awake the Giant Within. Barry's got them out there. Get it. It set me on the path. I tell you, it blew my mind. There was a little thingy and you had to pay for it, but I didn't have any money, so I stole my dad's credit card. Right? And I ordered it on his credit card. He knows now because he's at the back, but never mind. It's a bit late now, and it's 10 years ago. And that really inspired me. Just the philosophies and the attitudes and everything in there were great. Then the first book I read was called The Greatest Networker in the World by John Milton Fogg. Really gave me a great philosophy on coaching. It talks about, in a chapter in there, it talks about coaching a kid's baseball team and recognizing them and supporting them and everyone being special. How so true. My mum says it, rely on no one, yet value everyone. Living with mum and dad, yeah, that was great. But I tell you what they showed me a work ethic, because they were working so hard, I just believed that's what you were supposed to do. I was like a whirlwind. I wanted my goals, I wanted my dreams, and I wanted them now. When you really, really want something, when do you want it? Okay, get a little bit of urgency into your business. Can you understand this? Because I tell you what, I'm hoping my questions work, because if they don't, my rest of my talk's ruined. Sphere of influence. There's three things in life that we have to deal with. There's things we can control, there's things we can influence, and there's things we have to accept. We have to accept the weather. We have to accept the government, whoever it may be. Does it really affect us on our level? Actually, it's never affect my life, whoever gets into power, because I'm going to go and do what I'm going to do anyway. Does that make sense? Yeah? So there's things you have to accept. Stuff. The same wind blows on us all, Jim Rohn says. It's how we choose to set our sail. There's things... Oh, go back. There's things we can influence, our results, the success of others. We cannot control our results, we cannot control others, but we can influence them, can we? And there's things we can control, and they're things within here. Our actions, our attitudes, and our beliefs. John talked about putting the sausage meat in. That's what you control. You control working on your mindset. It's your choice. You control your actions, you control your attitudes, you control your beliefs. I want to ask you a few questions. Our personal retail sales, both goals and achievements, I'm going to go over a couple of minutes, I'm really sorry. Our personal retail sales, goals and achievements, do we either control them, influence them, or accept them? Do I have to press the button? There we go. 61%. If you press that, you need a checkup from the neck up. I'm going to be really honest with you. And I believe, you know, influence, control. I believe we control our retail goals because we set them. I believe we control our retail sales because we do what it takes to go and achieve them. It's simple. I'm going to be dead honest with you. Okay? So maybe a little slight change in mindset there. You I suppose in a way you influence them by controlling your actions and beliefs. But it's what you control by going out there and taking the relative action. Next question. Our personal lead generation sponsoring activity results. Do we control them? Do we influence them? Or do we accept them? You probably see where I'm going with this. I think I've got about 20 questions. Do I have to press the button, friend? Yep. 88%. Fantastic. Getting the idea. I want to get you all up to 1. What would it take me to get you to 1? Okay, jokes aside. Personal development, reading a book or even 2 books a period, even turning your car into a mobile university by listening to tapes and CDs. Do we control that? Do we influence it? Or do we accept it? I'm expecting big results on this one. Come on, give me 100. Ah, we haven't even got, 8, no. 97%. That 1%'s me because I've already handed my keypad in. Right, okay. Question 4. Contact, care and support of our new team member. Do we control, influence or accept? Contact, care and support of our new team member. The answers may be in the question. Influence, control. If you think about it, we control the contact because we pick up the phone and make the phone call. We control the verbal communication because we open our mouths. We control caring about them and giving them the correct advice. Okay. Our team success. Do we control, influence, or accept? I've already given you the answer to this one. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, wicked. I believe, it's only my beliefs, I believe we influence our team because we're not in a management society. So we can never really control what anyone does. But we can influence them and inspire them and help and support them. Does that make sense? Let's be honest. How difficult is it to put a catalogue through a letterbox? How hard is it to go back and collect it? How difficult is it to show someone how to do that? And when you get it really complicated, how hard is it to show someone how to deliver and collect a catalogue? Fundamental basics. This business rocks. I love it. Okay. Qualifying for New York and creating the foundations for a massive future. Do we control, influence, or accept? Accept. Incidentally, I believe anyone can qualify for New York today. Just doing the right things. I had somebody join the business last week and they said they wanted to qualify for New York. I said, okay, you can do it. You're going to have to do $4 retail and write a list of 200 names this period. They do that, the correct actions. They do the right retail that they're going to need to do to take the lion's share and literally hit everyone they know. Anybody right now joining the business today on the half qualification can join us in New York. Agreed? Yeah. Wicked. 84% we do control. Does this give you a little bit of an idea of actually what's in our hands? You see, most things you answered there were literally influence or control, but the higher percentage was control, wasn't it? So what I was just trying to get the idea across was this opportunity of ours, the Kleeneze opportunity, as sensational as it is, and as great everything the company are doing and making it stronger and giving us a bigger future, actually, it's 100% in our control. Now, from someone like myself with my mindset, if I want control of my own financial future, I think it's best in my hands. So surely we're in the right place at the right time. Who believes they control their own destiny? Interesting. Good. Okay, circle of attraction. I'll tell you later at the bar. Okay. Is there a bar? Okay. Basically, you need to become attractive. If you take massive action, you get great results. You get great results, you get more motivated. From more motivation, you take massive action. So it all starts with massive activity. But I tell you what happens, you get excited. You get a sparkle in your eye. Who wants somebody like them, or 10 times better than them, or a Jackie White, or a Chris Mason Paul, or a Gavin Scott in their business? Become one. Become that person. Educate yourself, but become attractive. And what I mean by that, get in your arena. Get out and work this business hard. Do you know when you're out there taking massive action and getting results, how do you feel? Chest out, sparkle in your eyes, love of life. Who would want to join your business when you're like that? People like that. Everybody. If you want someone excited in your business, get excited. Your energy and excitement will shine through. It'll be in your body language, the way you hold yourself. Not moping around, you know? Get busy. You'll sparkle in all you do. You'll have a positive state. Your belief levels will be high through activity, motivation, results. It's what it all falls down to, taking massive action. And loving what you do is attractive. When you're outside having fun. Do you know what? I went away recently. I had a week away. Gained a lot of clarity, come back. The last 8 weeks have been the most fun I've ever had in this business, yet the busiest I've ever been. My plan is specific, it's hourly, it's spot on, it burns me up, it puts me under a bit of pressure. But you know, my biggest goal now is to work my plan harder than before and enjoy every single part of it. That's my goal, to enjoy my business and work it hard. I've had a sensational 8 weeks since I started doing that. I've had a sensational 10 years, but the last 8 weeks have been beautiful. So loving what you do is attractive. Coincidentally, I've signed some beautiful people into the business. Not naturally beautiful, some of them maybe. Anyway, people will flood to be around you. They'll want to join you, they'll want to work with you, they'll want to associate with somebody who's got some attraction. And I just mean about your vision, your belief, your excitement, your energy. Not your looks, which is a good thing for half of you, right? But seriously, only joking. Right. Guys, I'm going to get off. I waffled a little bit at the beginning, so I had to speed through that a little bit. But do you know what? It's not can you, it's will you. Do you know what? At this point, I'd normally put a photo of my little girl, but I'm going to get her to come up. Isabella, come on. Come on, princess. Come on. No, she's not going to come. She's shy now. Guys, you only need one thing in life. I think it was Eamon. You gone shy? Come here. You only need one thing in life. And this is all I need now. Yes, I have the goals, the dreams and the aspirations, but if you've got kids, if you've got loved ones, you owe it to them, I believe. You owe it to them to do something special to leave a legacy. This girl's going to have the biggest opportunity I could possibly give her. She come back from school recently, and I asked her if she had a good day, and she said she'd been out playing something, but she couldn't do it. That was like a red rag to a bull. We're winners, aren't we, baby? Yeah. So it's about having a can-do attitude. You owe it to the people around you. You know, you can have such a positive influence on people's lives, not just because of the finances this business can give you, but because of the mindset by being around positive, like-minded people. So I wish you every success you're willing to work for, and I look forward to partying with you in New York. Thank you very much.